Hello, hello. Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. Some people on a handful of people who follow me from other parts of the world. Um, First and foremost, greetings, salutations. Hope all is well with you guys. We're having our new moon late tonight or tomorrow. If tonight, if you're in California or on the West Coast in Pacific time, but tomorrow, depending on where you are. It's also the Lunar New Year, so it's a really powerful New Year, or a powerful new moon. But I'll be talking about it more in depth. I'm not going to be talking about that here. I'm just mentioning it for those that don't know. But I will be talking about it on Instagram. So I tagged the information below where the channels you can find it on. Probably not my personal page, which is the Shondo page. Um, I'll probably log on with Witch Life from Anything But Ordinary, and we'll do it together. And I'll be discussing what to expect with this new moon energy. And I may have a chance to do some free readings or some discounted readings. I don't know how we're going to do things yet. We have our topic and we'll just go from there. But today is my last day for my special. If you've been interested in getting a reading from me, getting a mini reading, getting a Reiki session, if you have questions about any of these services, even if you know somebody locally who provides a service and you feel like I can explain it to you well enough to, for you to figure out whether you want to go down that rabbit hole or not, I'm happy to answer your questions during the consultation. Even if you, I didn't add like travel inquiries and things like that. I have done a few free quotes. However, I'm going to stop doing that soon too, because it's a lot of work. And I'll just say that it's a lot of work. I'm not going to speak on anybody else's part, but it's a lot of work to gather all that information. So, and organize it in a way that's, digestible. So if you're interested in doing a consultation, a Reiki session, a card reading, an astrology reading, today is the last day to do it for $1 per minute. Starting February, tomorrow, my prices will be increasing. So it may not reflect automatically on my website because I got to go back through and change everything, but it will. It will. I'm going to go ahead and add some crystals to my hair too. But I'm like, there were so many, not so many, but there was a few of the topics. I was like, oh, I can talk about this, and this. I always go blank when I go live. I'm going to have to start like giving myself a script. Let's see. I'm drinking this tea blend. I blended some herbs recently. I just made a very random blend based on the herbs that I had, and just I'm trying to detox multiple things. So and I know you're not supposed to blend certain herbs together, but I did probably go a little bit crazy. It's probably a little extra, but I don't care. I like it. It's doing fine for me. It's doing something. It's definitely doing something. Sorry, I'm responding to comments on another post. Freshman year, yep. I'm trying to remember how I met certain people. Somebody from college commented And I'm like, did we have a class together? Though? Like, it's so much like this, and that's another thing with this new moon. Like reflecting, I've been thinking about the past and just like reminiscing a lot lately, remembering who I used to be. In this post, it became really nostalgic. Like certain parts of my past are very vivid, but some parts I'm like, damn, I don't remember that. Like high school, a lot of high school I blocked out because high school was very traumatizing for me. Ooh, let me not scratch my head over my teeth because I got dry scalp. That's not good. But yeah, like with this Mercury retrograde, one is very intense because it's been conjunct Pluto. Look at me talking about the damn astrology that I said I wasn't gonna talk about, but I'm gonna talk more about it this evening. So make sure y'all watch. What's going on with this light? Oh, that's the sunlight creating the glare. My vision board right here. So yeah, instead of doing another vision board party, because it's like 3 in a row, your vision board, especially if it's not as big as this, is probably already full. Like give yourself some time to accomplish some things. But you can also do like a month-to-month vision board. Seeing it is good to put it on your brain to remind your subconscious mind, because that's really, your conscious mind is almost irrelevant. Whatever is in the subconscious mind heavily will eventually filter through the conscious mind when it's necessary. So seeing it, putting it somewhere where you can see it, showing other people is good as well to manifest it. That also helps other people kind of hold you accountable. Don't worry about people who don't want to see you accomplish things, because if you're looking at your goals every day, you're not going to be worried about anybody who's like, she can't do that, or I'm going to do it first, or whatever their secret competition with themselves that they're fighting vicariously through you. Whatever it is, it's irrelevant. Like I've already accomplished some things on here. I'm waiting on my degree. I have a balance to pay. I thought I was done paying my tuition, but I gotta pay my tuition, so there's that. But I'm about to put these crystals in my hair too. But yeah, seeing it, putting it somewhere where you can see it, actually like cutting out the paper and touching it, feeling it, connecting with it that way, making it a true arts and crafts project is good. But you can also do a digital one. If you're not able to do a physical one, I definitely do recommend doing a digital one. You can also just make you can open like a Word document and just add photos to it and print it out. Or you don't have to print it out at all. You can make it your background, your screensaver on your computer, or you can make it your screensaver on your phone. You can design it through Canva. And I'm pretty sure you can do this from the free Canva functions. Oh goodness, I don't know why I decided to say it like that. I'm about to put this green quartz in my hair somewhere. But yeah, there's all kinds of different ways you can do it. So maybe on the next new moon, I'll resume that. I'm gonna have to close this shade because I keep turning my laptop, but the glare is coming in. What else is new? The February readings are coming soon. I'll be doing a couple today. And that's what I was talking about, reminiscent. This Mercury retrograde is having us just review the past, and learn from our mistakes, learn from our shortcomings, learn from our strengths, like forgive ourselves and understand like maybe during the time we were being a little too hard on ourselves, like we were doing the best that we could with what we had. And if it didn't end how you wanted it to end, it still ended how it needed to end. And you are the person that you are today because of everything that you've experienced. But there's a lot going on mentally, a lot of mental epiphanies, a lot that's just kind of clicking, coming together, starting to make sense. Or that you're becoming to accept, whether it makes sense or not. You come to a place where there's a level of understanding taking place, whether it's you understanding exactly what took place in that situation or understanding that you may never understand, and so you can't ruminate on it forever. You just have to um, do the best you can and move forward and learn from the past, right? It's a really big. It's like this cup is full, and I want to try to drink it while it's hot. It's a little bitter. I did put a little bit of honey in it, and I put some oranges. I cut up an orange and put it inside the pitcher that it's in. I decided to leave it out so it's room temperature. I didn't want it to get cold. And I plan on drinking it pretty quickly. So I made it yesterday. I should be done with it in probably the next 2 days, because I've been drinking like at least 2 cups a day. But yeah, I was on birth control for a really long time, and I follow a few people who do holistic detoxes and things like that and promote holistic natural living and eating, herbal flushes and cleanses and things like that. Very natural. Gabrielle Dekel, what is her name? That's not her name. There's another Gabrielle that I follow. Something. What is her name? Gabrielle. Oh, my best friend looks so good. Hey, best friend. What is her name? She DM'd me. Gabrielle Declue. Almost. Gabrielle Declue. If you follow her, Gabrielle. Ginger. Her name is not Gabrielle. Why did I say Gabrielle? Lord. Gabrielle Declue. Her name is, I know what I'm thinking of. It's another girl who I've followed on social media who has a very similar name. I do have a slight headache too, but I think that's a product of the herbs working, kind of flushing things out. It could be hormonal in nature. And this is the thing too. It's like I'm talking in different directions, but I promise it's gonna come all together. It's just ADHD. Okay, so yeah, I was on birth control from age 15 to 30. And I'm trying to detox all of this out of my system. So each one, it kind of progressively did more damage or caused more issues for my body, caused symptoms that I'm still learning how to either deal with or eliminate. So Ginger, the reason I mentioned Ginger Declue, she has a detox program. She has a 12-week program, I believe. And I did do a consultation for it last year, and I realized that it was expensive, and as it should be. I just didn't have the funds for it at the time. So I'm like, okay, I know how much it is. Even if she increases her price, probably won't be a whole lot much more. So by the time I can afford it, if it's a couple $100s more, than okay, cool, whatever. I should be able to swing that. And I don't think she does like payment plans or anything like that. So, and it's like a one and done type of system. You do it, and if you ever need to do it again, she's already giving you everything that you need. So it's like a lifetime package. So it's very, very well worth the price. And I don't want to reveal her price because I don't even know if it's the same anymore. It may have increased since then. But if you're interested, I encourage you to book a consultation. That part I think was free. I spoke to one of her assistants, and they basically explained to me the entire program, the process, how it worked. Things like that, without details, of course. And then they even checked back with me to see if I was ready to move forward or what I was going to do and all that. And again, it was just about the money for me. I didn't have the funds at the time. So I commented on one of her posts because, what did she say? I have to go look, because I commented on one of her posts and she's saying something about, it was like, if you're having trouble manifesting, like it could be due to your energetic field, your body. So here's the thing. Let me try to find it. Was it it's birth control post? No, PCOS. It was something she said, something about manifesting, or signs that you need to cleanse or something like that. I don't know. She posts a lot of really educational videos and reels and things like that. I commented on one of her videos and I was like, I told her, I said, I have to detox 15 years worth of birth control from my system. I'm still manifesting the money for your program though. So she said, start with my foundation. I think that's how she referred to it. And I was like, where can I find that? So she sent me a message And she said she's actually launching like a starter program for $95. So I was like, okay, that is feasible. I can do that. I can make $95 in 45 minutes. So I got other bills that are waiting in line. So that's a priority. But I was like, okay, I don't have to just sit around and do nothing. I have herbs. I have hella herbs here that are just sitting here because I haven't been doing anything with them. I want to make tinctures. I'm still learning more about that. So I was like, let me just start blending my own teas. Like, let me just go back to drinking tea every day and let it just do what it do. So that's what I did. And I had to just I had to look up a few herbs to remind myself of all of their benefits because they're all multifunctional. Nothing has one use at all, or only, you know what I mean? There's, why are words so difficult? There's more than one function to these herbs. There's benefits, but there's also, there could be some contraindications or some side effects as well. These are natural medicines we're talking about. So they're not like, oh, the side effect of using this herb is, thoughts of suicide, like freaking big pharma in them. No, it's like, oh, this one, if you use too much, it might give you diarrhea, or it might give you constipation, or it might interfere with something here, or it can be too detoxing and, cleanse out all your good bacteria, something like that. It's like anything in excess is too much. It's not good for you. So obviously, if it's in excess, it's too much. But yeah, it's all about finding balance and moderation and what works for you in particular. So I decided to blend some teas. I made like 2 big pots of tea, and then I just poured it all in a pitcher, and it was just about a gallon after I was done. So I'm just making sure I drink water and drink a lot of tea. And I had a big cup last night. Not a big cup, not as big as this one. Maybe about halfway full. But I had a cup last night, and I had this little lingering headache. And when I was on birth control, the last birth control that I was on, not the last one, the last hormonal birth control that I was on was the Implanon, the one that goes into your arm. I'm gonna have to schedule a special live to talk about all the issues that I experienced with birth control, from start to finish, from age 15 to 30, because literally all of them were trash on my body. And I have a story for each and every form of birth control. And I've probably tried each and every one that they offer. So I got a lot of stories, and they need to be told. Because I would never put my child on birth control, knowing what I know now. And you think it's harmless, but oh my God, it does so much. It fucks so much shit up. Excuse my language. It destroys more than it protects or heal. It's not meant to heal, but there's options that are more likely to bring healing. Okay, I got 2 hours. I gotta eat before I do this thing. Maybe I'll go get tacos. I'll probably just go to the taco truck. That's been my thing lately, and I gotta stop doing that too, because I'm like, I got too many questions about the way food is prepared. But yeah, I had the Implanon, and I had very severe headaches and migraines that would last for days. So just recently, maybe last week sometime, maybe 2 to 4 days max ago, I had a headache for 2 days in a row. And I think on the 3rd day, I was that's why my CBD is still here. I almost emptied this bottle because I've been having this bottle for a while, and I don't really have to use it often, but I take it for pain instead of taking aspirin or whatever. That's how much is in it. Now, I took 2 full droppers that day trying to get rid of that headache. And that headache was just girl, I don't care about that CBD. And that's what led me to think that maybe it's hormonal or something. I don't know why. I don't know. I have no hard evidence to support that theory, but it's just a feeling. I've always been extremely in tune with my body. So I just take it and run with it. I trust my intuition over trusting. I don't care how long you went to medical school. Like my first internal medicine doctor, everything he said to me, I was like, he does not know. He is literally pulling information out of his ass, hoping that it's accurate and hoping I just buy it. And I just had more questions. And the more unsure he seemed, it was really his face. It was really his face. His face just gave it away. I was like, he's young. He has no idea what's wrong with me. And he's just doing what he thinks his favorite doctor would do. His mentor, whoever he looks up to, he's just playing a role here. He has absolutely no idea. And instead of him investigating, asking more questions, he's just arrogantly winging it. And I had enough of that. So, this is a dope little clubhouse room. I keep getting notifications for it. So yeah, I'm like, I can't seem to multitask, but that's the last birth control that gave me very bad headaches. And I remember having a migraine that lasted for over 15 days. After day 15, I just stopped counting. And it probably lasted for like three to four more days. I don't remember, but I would have them for 11 days, 15 days, anywhere between, like, honestly, between 7 and 1 to 2 weeks, maybe longer, 2.5 weeks for consistently. Like it might go a little bit dormant, but it never completely went away. It was always lingering somewhere. And if I took the wrong step or made the wrong move or spoke too loudly, heard the wrong sound, smelled the wrong thing, had too much light, it just was like pop back up, and it was just like back alive. I don't know why words are so hard. Like articulating is difficult today. I'm hoping that I'm gonna have to do like a meditation or something before we go live, so I don't be mumbling and stuttering on live. But yeah, that was the last straw for me. I had gotten it, and I did a lot of research before. I remember being at work, and I was just looking up side effects and other women telling their stories, and something just told me, like, oh, migraines are rare. I was just like, I'm gonna be that one rare bitch who just gets migraines all the time. But I also have Mars and Aries. Aries rules ahead, and where you have Mars can show where you can easily get inflammation. So go figure. My head. There were times that I wish I could have done. What are those called? The holes they drill. I learned it on Grey's Anatomy. Oh, what are those holes? It starts with a B. When they drill holes in the brain to let air out or some shit. In the skull, not the brain. To relieve pressure. I forget I'm looking it up right now. Burr holes, yes. Burr holes. There were times that if I had the supplies, I probably would have tried that. There were times where, like, it just was crippling. And I just had to learn to cope with it. And it really just made me really bitchy and irritable and frustrated. And at the time, I was working at a call center, so it just made it even worse. I knew after a couple of weeks of having that shit, because it was really intense within the first week. And I was just like, okay, my body's trying to adjust to it. It's too much. It's really no point in taking it out because it's in your system now. So you're still going to have the same symptoms if you go take it out tomorrow or what. So I just went with it, and I said, if this doesn't change within a certain amount of time, I'm taking this shit out. Because the thing was, I had been on the shot before. I'm telling you, I've been on every single birth control, just about every single one. From the patch to the IUD. I was like, I already knew there was a time that I had a year gap between birth controls. I was off of the shot for a year, and it took an entire year before my cycles regulated. And as soon as they regulated, I was getting right back on. And I felt like it was almost foolish, but I wasn't taught about self-control. I wasn't taught about just saying no. I was put on birth control. So I used it like a crutch, and I should not have, in hindsight. So now I know what to teach my children. But the thing is, I knew that it would take at least a year for me to get that out of my system. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna give it some time. And if it doesn't work, like, I'm gonna just take this shit out so my body can detox it, because I don't have time. And I thought, just taking it out would be enough. No, the body holds memory. It remembers. And it's like if you go into a mechanism and you start redirecting the flows of things, you can take out the source of whatever's pushing it in that direction. But if those channels that got rerouted never get back to the position that they were meant to be in, then you didn't really do much. You just, eliminated a part of the problem, but not all of the problem. So that's why herbs, tea, I'm trying my best to do my part to heal my uterus. There's too many young people, especially women who have never had children, who get hysterectomies. I hate hearing that. Like, I feel like they're just collecting them, and they convince us that it's necessary when it's not. It's absolutely not. And then we just give up hope and start getting discouraged, or we dealing with pain, and we're just like, oh wait, cut me open, take my body parts. What? No, I won't be experiencing that. I will be drinking herbs. I don't care how bitter, nasty, dry, whatever it is. I'm drinking it. Food, diet, food consumption, all of that is very mental. I saw a post. I need to post it to my Instagram page, but I saw a post that was saying, like, once you get to a certain point in your consciousness, you really just don't care about food. And I said, this explains what I was feeling like last year. I remember posting on Facebook a lot saying, like, food is just not doing it for me. Like, I really only eat food when I really want to chew on something. Like, I'm hungry right now, but there's nothing in my house that I want. I also kind of need to get some groceries. I have a cucumber. I could eat that. I do like that. I can eat a cucumber. Like, I might go down the street and get some fruit. There's some ladies that I call them my tias because I don't know them like that, but they always wave and say hi because they know I'll be buying fruit. But there's a couple Hispanic ladies on the corner who, I don't like that term either, that sell food, they sell fruit. They get it from Guatemala, or I know one, she gets her fruit from Guatemala. I think she has family there and they send it to her. And I think that's really dope. So I'll go buy fruit from them on the corner. Hell, and I got food stamps too. I just buy from them because I'd rather support them. It's more convenient, for one. I'd rather support them. They're an actual person that I can see, not some company or corporation. They're probably less likely to be drowned in pesticides. I'm still going to wash it regardless. And then also, sometimes it's more authentic fruit. I bought guanabana, a soursop, from one of the ladies on the corner. I get my pomegranates from them. I get my mangoes from them. I get plantain chips. They sell a lot of different fruits. And then there's another place down the street that sells like cantaloupes. I need to go get a melon from them. So I'm kind of just rambling now. But yeah, I have not been satisfied with food. But yeah, there's like, we're kind of getting back to that point where people are learning that food is like really irrelevant, and all you need is prana, energy, life force to survive. And the more you reach the heights of consciousness, the less substance food can really give you. Like, as long as you're getting your nutrients from somewhere, whether you're drinking it, whatever your body's maintained, you really don't need food. Like, it's all mental. It's all mental. And I don't want anything to have any control over me. And I think that's why it was such a challenge for me in my 20s to be like, okay, let me try it. I remember me and my mom did it. Like, we did like a challenge, and we were like, okay, let's see how long we can go without eating meat. I didn't last as long. I went a little over 2 weeks. And it wasn't because I wasn't trying hard enough. I just had to compromise with myself because it was kind of getting a little stressful. I was like, okay, we can still do this. Let's just I I was too busy. Out on the go. I was, was I doing makeup? I think I was doing makeup at the time. I wasn't really doing it as much, but I was. But I was like always on the go, working a lot. So fast food was convenient. It was very hard to find healthy food that did not have meat. In Houston, Texas, at that, back in what 2015, not now. It was difficult to find healthy food that I could eat on the go. So I had to compromise with myself. So my compromise was I'm not going to buy any more meat when I grocery shop. Whatever I cook at home will not be meat. So I stopped buying meat. I never bought meat again. I don't think ever. Honestly, don't think ever. There may have been a time I cooked steak once when I was living in an apartment. And this is probably before I decided to give up meat. But I don't remember buying meat anymore after that. I didn't purchase it. I could order it when I went out, or if I went out to eat or something like that. If I was somewhere other than home, it was okay. And I still tried my best not to. And that was how I stopped. I started kind of weaning myself off of it, but I was eating a lot of fish. I ate salmon a lot. That was my favorite. I would cook salmon all the time. I have pretty much had the same type of meals, especially when I was working out. I would come home from the gym and I would make a breakfast. I would make eggs and toast. Or I would make salmon and vegetables, grilled vegetables. And I loved seasoning my vegetables with just salt and pepper and lime juice or lemon juice. Oh, that was the best. That was my shit. So yeah, I pretty much ate a lot of salmon. So there's probably all kind of pesticides that I've consumed. But for example, is it fennel? Fennel is good for indigestion, flatulence, constipation. I think it's good for parasites. I read that. Popular antiflagellant. It's good for. It helps to clear the bowels. It helps to maintain proper peristaltic motion of the intestines, which is what helps you go. The opposite of constipation. So what does it say? Promote excretion. It's good for abdominal pain. There's one of these herbs that I read just last night. It was it's good for parasites, eliminating parasites. Yes, wormwood. Fights against cancer cells, gets rid of parasites, intestinal worms, pinworms, roundworms, tapeworms. It treats Crohn's disease, antibacterial, antimicrobial, antifungal. It can treat gastrointestinal problems, which is what I was struggling with. So I gotta make some wormwood tea. And that's why I just started making my own little spreadsheet or a Word document of the herbs that I have in my possession so that I could document their benefits until I buy a book that has all of them in it. Not all of them, but a lot of them, you know what I mean? It's all compiled. It's just easily accessible. You can use it like a dictionary. That's one thing I did add to my Linktree. I added my Amazon wish list. So all of the books that I am slowly purchasing, there are probably hundreds of books on that list. And I intend to buy every last one of them. And there's also a list of the books that I already have, the books, metaphysical tools, the tarot decks that I use, the oracle decks that I use, any other thing that I purchased that is in the metaphysical family that I have that I personally use or have read already is on that list. So those two lists are on my Linktree, so you can check those out. But there's an herbal prescription book that I want that's on there. That particular one I think is almost $40. So I may get there's some more cost efficient. I don't want to say that cheaper because it's not necessarily cheaper. The information is very much valuable. But yeah, there's cheaper books on there. There's books that cost a lot less on that list also. So I may start with one or two of those because I think one of them is like $7 or $8. I'll probably get that one first. But yeah, I've just been blending my own teas to eliminate things. And so this morning when I went, it was a little bit more not as solid. I know that's TMI, but we're grown. Let's grow up if we're not. Last night I made my own like ramen, which kind of gave me a little indigestion. I put cayenne in almost everything that I cook, and I love it, but a lot of people tend to say it's spicy. So I think it was a little bit too spicy. It wasn't too spicy for my taste buds, but I think my stomach was like, girl, that's too much. And I ate 2 bowls of it. That's what I ate last night. Did I eat anything else? Yesterday, I don't think that's all I ate. And that's probably why I was still hungry last night. And this morning, my stomach was growling. But I was like, we're going to eat when I said we're going to eat. I've definitely been on this intermittent fasting thing. And for the past 3 days, I probably have gone like probably a full 24 hours before eating another meal while drinking my tea and drinking my water. There have been days where I go full days without eating. I just listen to my body. I do listen to my body, but also I don't let my body control. I don't let my cravings control what I eat. And it does give me a sense of control and balance over my body. Like my body is not telling me what to do. I'm telling my body what to do because now I'm more connected to my metaphysical body than my physical body. So my metaphysical body is running the show. And there's a lot of times I'm like, do I want to eat? No. And then by the time I eat, I'll eat, sit there for a few seconds or minutes or, an hour or so, and then I eat again. And then, same amount of time or so goes by, and then I eat again. And then after that, I'm fine. And then my body can have several hours to process everything, break it all down. But I recently learned that you're not supposed to combine certain foods together. So I printed out a food combining chart so that I can see it for myself. So I was like, yeah, I gotta be way more mindful about. I know it's probably not that easy to see, but you can find these on Google. You can just web search them. That's where I found them, and I just printed them out so that I can have them. But yeah, I realized that you're not supposed to combine certain foods, and that can lead to indigestion. So that's finding this was super helpful for me because I realized I changed my diet, but I still get indigestion sometimes. It's probably because I'm combining foods that shouldn't be combined. So having this on hand is very, very helpful. And yeah. Oh, fruit is supposed to be eaten alone. You're supposed to allow at least 20 minutes before. It says it's best eaten alone at least 20 minutes before a meal. So you're supposed to allow 20 minutes of digestion before combining fruit with anything else. And I think there was something about controlling acid fruits and sweet fruits. Like sub-acid is fine with sweet fruits, but sweet fruits don't digest well with acid fruits. So if you ate a banana or a papaya with pomegranate, lemon, kiwi, orange, citrus, pineapple, it's not going to digest well. And I've probably done that. I have probably done that because I do like acidic fruits. I do use a lot of lemon and lime. I've been eating more oranges and grapefruits and pineapple and pomegranate. I've been eating a lot of pomegranate. I have not been eating, tomatoes, sweet fruit. I have not been eating any bananas lately. Papaya, I'm not really a fan of, but I heard it's really good. It's supposed to be really good. It's like a natural diuretic also. Subacid fruits like grapes, cherries, apples, pears, peaches, mangoes. Yeah, I do love peaches. I keep peaches. When they're in season, I keep me some peaches. I'm going to have a peach tree or two at some point in my life because I love me some peaches. And melons, the only kind of melon I really like is cantaloupe. I don't like watermelon. I don't like honeydew because they taste just alike to me. I don't like them. But you do you. Those digest super quickly. It says don't mix with other fruits at all. So eat melons by themselves. So I mostly eat fruits, and I eat a lot of salads. And I'm curious because the leafy greens you can combine with almost anything, but it makes me curious, like, oh, should I not put fruit on my salad? Is that wrong? And then should I also not top my salad with olive oil and lime or lemon or vinegar salad dressing? I got a lot of questions. I almost actually went back to my massage school for a nutritional course because they're teaching that now, but it is what it is. I'm going to put some of these crystals in my hair. Make sure my soda light's still hanging on. My citrine still hanging on. I'm going to put this green quartz somewhere. This looks like a good spot. But yes, I'm going to get off of here. I got a little over an hour. Got to find myself something to eat. And mainly because I just don't want to be distracted. And I'm kind of ready to eat now. Like, I've been up for a few hours. I think I'm just going to go to the taco truck, give me some veggie tacos, and go from there. But yeah, try to tune in on Instagram if you can to check the astrology chat. Today is the last day to book your reading at a discounted price. I have no idea why this is doing that. Maybe the way I've had my ponytail. I don't know. It's weird. It's very, what's the word? I don't know. I'm not hating it. I dig it. It's very, very rising Leo of me to still maintain a fro with locks. So yeah, I just rambled and chit-chatted, but if you're interested in booking a reading for the special price, you can text 2022 to the number that is in the description, and we'll start the process of figuring out what's for you, and you'll be locked into that rate, but I won't be taking any more after today. So you got until midnight Pacific Standard Time, which works out for you if you're on the East Coast or Central Standard Time. You got extra time. But yeah, make sure you tune in on Instagram to see the Astro Spiritual Chats with me and Jen. And yeah, I'll have to try to come back on live soon, maybe do some readings or something. Yeah, until next time, peace. I'm out. Have a great day.